Before we start this video, thank you to the members of both of the channels. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. We are going to be going over more Toy Fair leaked images, and in this video, we are going over the die-cast Exploring Tidmouth Shed set, and Gordon, our very first look at Gordon in the brand new reboot. We do have an interesting paint color change with Gordon, but then we also have in the top right an image of the die-casts in person, not up close, sadly, but we also get a better look at Flynn, and then, of course, we have Thomas and Gordon in the packaging. So I guess we'll go over the set first. First off, seeing these different colors of tracks in person is just... yeah, the color tracks are ugly. There's also blue track that is not featured in this set. Because then if we had blue track, we would have green, red, gray, and blue, and that would just be a disaster. But Tidmouth Sheds looks fine in person. I don't really have a problem with Tidmouth, but then also we have the windmill. I just think the negative of this set is just the track. The fact that we have Tidmouth Sheds and the windmill being the same color, and then we have lime green track all over, and then we come to the bridge and the crossing, and it's just red and gray. So the track is very ugly, and honestly, if you have a layout of the new merchandise, and you just have the sets and this track, the track takes away from the engines and the rolling stock. We should be focusing on the engines when these sets are so lackluster like they truly are. The fact that you only have Tidmouth Sheds and the windmill, and basically there's no other destinations in any of the sets besides Cranky that have pretty much anything to do with Sodor. So now we just have color track, a bunch of cheap plastic track, and it's just distracting when we should have some, one color of track. So it's just nicer to look at, and you can actually focus on the engines. But we're going to have so many different colors of engines on all these different colors of tracks. It's just going to be, it might be a disaster. But Tidmouth Sheds and the windmill, they look nice in person. The track is just so ugly. But moving on, now we have Gordon, our very first look at Gordon in the brand new reboot. And yeah, Gordon's face looks better in the image of him from the reboot than it does on the diecast model itself. So I guess that's a positive. I think it's just the eyes. Maybe it'll look better in person when we get like HD images of Gordon in the packaging, but something with the eyes of Gordon in the reboot just look a bit off. And now the paint color change I was talking about is if you look right above his buffers on his front running board next to the two lamps, those two red things below Gordon's face, they are usually black. I'm not sure what those are even called. Someone in the Discord said they're called frames. I have no idea. They're just two red things below Gordon, and usually they have been black. Now Mattel has decided to make them red, so that's kind of weird. That's very weird now that you look at it. Hopefully it's not red in the reboot, but I think it will be considering it's red on the packaging and, promoting Gordon in the show. So hopefully it's not red, but yeah, that's not a good change. But then we have Diecast Gordon. Honestly, Diecast Gordon looks a bit better in person than he did in those images that we had leaked on Amazon. But obviously, those were kind of renders of the engines. But Gordon looks... His blue is so much darker, significantly darker in this photo at least. Call me crazy, but yeah, it looks like Gordon and Thomas are definitely going to be different colors side by side, especially you see in the top right, Thomas is a very light blue, and then Gordon in the bottom right, much darker blue. But Gordon, his blue in the picture of the reboot, the image of Gordon, looks very nice. The dark blue is good. Dark colors on all of these engines always looks better, whether it's Henry having a dark green, Gordon dark blue, kind of like the Season 5 colors. Even James, kind of a darker, richer red, I think looks best, especially the greens with Henry, Duck, and Percy. But Gordon, overall, diecast model looking better in person. Hopefully those red things on his front running board are not red in the show and they're black like they should be and have been for decades. And Gordon's face, it's not really the face, it's more so the eyes of Gordon. Again, it's a blurry photo, but the eyes of Gordon look a bit strange. And now moving into the top right, we get a better look at Flynn. So yes, that was Flynn that was leaked, not Birdie. So we have Flynn in the top right, and yeah, he has basically been turned into an actual fire truck, kind of like the fire trucks from season 5 from the classic series. So Flynn got a complete redesign. When he was first introduced, he was kind of just a fire truck rolling around on rails, and I always thought that was stupid. I think it would have been better if he was a kind of like a truck on the road, kind of like how Caroline was. We have roadway vehicles, and we kind of need them to stay as roadway vehicles. I think Flynn rolling around on the rails was kind of dumb. So it's better. I think it's better if he's just a truck at the end of the day. And then you also see Harold, and then you see Toby and Thomas, Rosie, Diesel, and Percy, and then Thomas in the packaging. And yeah, so these are the following images. I think this is everything that's at Toy Fair. This might be the last video covering brand new images because, as it said in the article, I think we're only getting the diecast characters, which I already covered, and then the Explorer and Tidmouth Shed set. And that's it. Maybe the Bell Station set will be in person. I highly doubt it. We haven't even seen the motorized engines. Who knows if they'll be shown off on like a different day of the Toy Fair? I don't know if they do that. Probably not. But we haven't seen motorized engines. We haven't seen a lot of the diecast engines. We haven't even seen all of these sets. We still don't know what like Percy's Hippo Rescue set or Thomas's Lion Rescue, Percy's Hippo Adventure. There's also a multi-pack that comes with Edward and Rosie and Thomas. By the way, yeah, everyone was saying no Edward. No Edward for a diecast release. I think he's only going to be featured in that animal multi-pack. So that's a disappointment. So hopefully Edward looks normal in the multi-pack and doesn't have like animal spots and animal colors on him. That would be a disaster considering a lot of these packs and releases are going to feature animals for some reason, lions and baby hippos. So yeah, that's pretty bad. But overall, let me know your thoughts down below on these images. I think the main negatives of these brand new looks at these items is just the track. Just the track. And, I like Flynn's change. I don't care about Flynn at all whatsoever. I think it's a good thing that he's now just strictly a roadway vehicle, just a fire truck. Get him off the rails. I think that was stupid. Who cares? It's Flynn. Nobody cares. But just the track is really ugly. Gordon's red things on his front running board is a negative change as well. I don't know why they're red. But yeah, I can't get over the track. The track in person is going to look really bad. All those colors. We have red, gray, and green, and lime green. It has to be like a Nerf green, like a Nerf gun green. That's bad. Yeah, if it was darker, it might have been better, but we have this bright track and bright engines. That's not going to look good in person. Bright track, bright engines, yellow troublesome truck. What a disaster. Anyways, let me know your thoughts down below on these images and the brand new look at Gordon from the reboot.